I'm Yaneli, also known as Miss Be Helpful, with another FinCap Friday brought to you by NGPF. In early 2023, Apple officially released their plans to open a high yield savings account with a 4.15% interest rate, and it broke the internet. But it also left a lot of people confused because Apple is not a bank. It's a giant tech company. So, how are they supposed to pull this off? Apple rep said the company has no interest in becoming a bank. They're not going to handle the money. They're going to let their partner, Goldman Sachs, do that work. Apple is just going to use their talents in branding the product to their customers and determine which of their customers will get access. Their early announcement said that this savings account would only be available to cardholders who have the Apple credit card. So that means if you don't got it, you don't deposit. Partnering with a major bank allows Apple to offer their customers the same protections that a traditional bank can offer, but without the company having to go through all the trouble of becoming a real bank. And trust me, Apple is doing just fine as a tech company. In 2022, the company reported $394.33 billion in revenue. That's 49 times more money than they made back in 2004. But reactions have been pretty mixed when it comes to this new savings account. On one side, you have supporters who say that this is great. 4.15% is much higher than the interest rate that you would get at almost any other savings account. Plus, some might say it's a perk. With a deposit of $5,000, you can earn $207.50 per year, or $17.29 per month from interest. If you use that money to pay for Apple TV, Apple Music, or Apple iCloud storage services, then your Apple savings account would basically pay for you to use Apple products and services throughout the year. On the other side, you have critics who are saying, don't get it twisted. As soon as the Federal Reserve lowers interest rates, Apple will drop their rate too. And people will then be stuck with an Apple credit card, which could potentially lead them to having debt. And that's the opposite of savings. Not to mention that anybody who wants to get this savings account but does not already have the Apple credit card would need to apply for the Apple credit card. And that could hurt their credit score in the short term. Apple also announced that the maximum amount of money each person can put into an account would be $250,000. And coincidentally, that's the maximum amount protected by the FDIC. So that makes sense. Now, you might not know exactly how you feel about this new product from Apple and Goldman Sachs just yet, and that's okay. But one thing we all know for sure is that finance and technology are only going to get closer and closer as time goes on. So we all have to keep an eye on this fintech space.